Welcome back for part 3 of our 10-part series where we are drafting for a fantasy
Welcome to the
football
best day of the
league
year.
for a 10-person
Draft day.
league. Right now, we have the 4th overall pick. So right now, we could get Barkley, we can get Kamara, Kelsey. I'm going to end up going with Kamara here. I just think he's going to get a lot more touches this year with Jameis as quarterback number 1. Barkley's coming off an injury. I don't like the Giants' offensive line. I think Kamara's the better pick here at spot number 4. Going into our second pick now, we can see Zeke still on the board. If he's there, when it gets to me, I am taking him, no questions asked. So DK Metcalf goes at round 2, pick 5. On to pick 6, they pick up Zeke. So Zeke ended up going spot 16. So we have Diggs, Ridley, Hopkins, A.J. Brown. My best pick here is Ridley. He's going to be wide receiver number 1 for the Atlanta Falcons this year. I think it's a great pick later on in the second round. Coming in for pick number 3, this is where I think it's very important to get running backs early on. Running backs are hard to come by, especially in a PPR league where you have to get receptions. So I'm looking, we got Sanders, we have David Montgomery? I forget. Miles Sanders. I just really like Josh Jacobs. Late third round, early fourth round. I pick him up there. I just think with David Carr being questionable, he's going to get a lot of touches. So early on, we have 2 running back number 1s, a wide receiver number 1. So fourth round now, my food's on the way. Great. All right, so we get, who do we get here? So fourth round, David Montgomery is still on the board. DeAndre Swift's on the board. We have some really good wide receiver out here. Amari Cooper, wide receiver number 1 for Dallas Cowboys. I ended up picking him up. I think he had a down year last year. I think he's going to pick it up this year and have a lot more touches. CeeDee Lamb's good in the slot, but overall I think Amari Cooper is going to be Dak's big. He's going to be the big wide receiver this year when Dak comes back. Hopefully Dak's 100%. So I have a lot of high hopes for Amari Cooper. Fourth round pickup. I think it's a steal. Or was that? Yeah, that was fourth round. So we have our 5th round coming up. So with our 5th round pick, we can see there's Chris Carson on the board, who's still running back number 1 for Seattle. I really like him. I've always had him on my team in the past years. He gets a lot of receptions, so I'm going to end up picking him up here in the 5th round. So this is our team right now. We have 3 running back 1s. We have 2 wide receiver 1s. So the team's looking good so far. Coming in to our 6th pick, this is where I start looking at tight ends, quarterbacks. If there's some kind of late steal for a running back or wide receiver, I'll get it. But otherwise, I'm looking this year at a tight end in this spot. I pick up TJ Hawkinson. He's going to be a top player this year. What was he, a rookie last year? He's going to blow up. So TJ Hawkinson, good tight end to pick up 6th round. You can pick up him. You can pick up who do I usually pick up? The Atlanta tight end. There's a few out there right now. With our 7th pick, I'm going to see if there's any steals for wide receivers, running backs. I ended up picking up Jerry Jeudy here. With Bridgewater now the quarterback, I think Jerry Jeudy is going to be wide receiver number 1, and he might get a lot more touches compared to last year. What was he, a rookie last year? So he might have a breakout year this year. Now in our 8th round, we still don't have a quarterback on the team. So, I'm okay not drafting one still. Like, we pick up Mike Davis right there. He's going to be the running back one for Atlanta. It's just a matter of how much they're really going to run the ball when they have Matt Ryan as their quarterback. He should be decent. I don't think he's going to be anything spectacular, but for the 8th round, getting a 4th running back who should be decent, it's not a bad idea for a bye week or in case there's an injury. But also, if you bulk up in one position, you can use it as trade bait for someone else. So you can leverage bulking up in one position if you get the right pick. So it's all a matter of who's still available, if it's a steal, what's going on. Like right now, we're in the 9th round, so for a 10-person league, we're spot 90, and you still have players that are ranked in the 7th round available. I see Aaron Rodgers is still available in the 9th round. Justin Herbert's still available. So in the 9th round, you can still get a very, very good quarterback. I'm just looking right here at comparison between Aaron Rodgers and Herbert last year. Obviously, Herbert was a rookie last year. He didn't start the first couple games, but I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers, reigning MVP in the 9th round. I mean, some people are drafting Lamar Jackson way early on. They're drafting Pat Mahomes early on. It's kind of ridiculous, but usually those people aren't going to win the league. So 10th round here, we're taking a look. We have Curtis Samuel still on the board. You got Landry, which with the Browns, they're just run heavy. I mean, why not? You have 2 of the best running backs in the league between Chubb and Hunt. So we're looking here. What should we get here? I end up going Curtis Samuel. He's going to be wide receiver 2 for Washington this year. I mean, they have Ryan Fitzpatrick as their quarterback, so obviously some Fitzmagic is going to happen. He's going to do all right. It's Curtis Samuel. He's super fast. He's a Buckeye. I love Ohio State, so got to go with that. 11th round, this is where I love to take some chances. So we're going to get who are we going to get here? This is where I start looking at maybe a quarterback 2, definitely a tight end number 2. I like having 2 tight ends on the team because you never know who's going to blow up, who's going to fall back. I end up getting Tunyon here. I think I've gotten him every single draft. And yes, it's pronounced Tunyon. It's like onion, but Tunyon. So now that we're in round number 12, I generally do not like drafting running backs this late. Usually they're not good. Like, it's pretty pointless. Unless it's like a rookie and you're taking a chance. But I'm just taking a look. Who's still available? Michael Pittman. From what I remember, he's young, I think. I think he's a second year. So it's really just taking a look. Who's available? Can I get a decent pick? I mean, you take a lot of chances. I end up taking David Johnson here. Like I just said, I don't really like taking running backs this late, but with Deshaun Watson probably not playing for the Texans, David Johnson, I believe, is their running back number 1. So we can pick up a running back number 1 in the 13th round. It's not too bad of an idea. So now that we're in the 13th round, I still have to draft a kicker. I still have to draft a defense. So we really only have 2 more picks left before that. So take a chance. We can try to get a rookie. We can see if there's anyone that's still pretty good out here. I still need a second quarterback. So just taking a look around who's available. Kirk Cousins actually has some decent stats from last year. I know a lot of people probably don't like him, but numbers don't lie. He had 35 touchdowns last year and 4,200 yards passing. I mean, he still has
make your pick.
Adam Thielen to throw to and Rudolph. And I know Dalvin Cook is an absolute beast, but I'm picking him up as a quarterback number 2. I mean, I know I've drafted Justin Fields in the past, but from what I've seen with Chicago's offensive line, Justin Fields might get killed. Like, Obviously, his helmet got popped off in the preseason game because his offense couldn't block for him. So I don't mind taking Kirk Cousins there. Like, there's a lot of good wide receivers left. Or a lot of good quarterbacks left, my bad. So 14th round here. This is our last pick before we do our kicker and defense. I always do kicker defense last. I do not like drafting before that and wasting a pick. So taking a look, who's still left? I didn't realize that Aguilar is on New England now. He was on, who was he on last? I mean, I think he's been on the Raiders. I think he's been with the Eagles. I ended up taking him because I don't know who else is in the offensive core for the Patriots, honestly. Whether it's Mac Jones or Cam Newton, I think Aguilar is going to get a lot of touches. So picking him up in the 14th round, you cannot go wrong with it. And then now that we're in the 15th round, this is where we take our kicker. There's probably 5 kickers that are just very good that I would pick up. So obviously Justin Tucker is probably the most reliable kicker in the league. But you can also take a look at Koo, which was unbelievable last year. That's who I ended up picking because if you go back and look at his stats, he averaged about 10 points a week. For a kicker, that is what you want. It's very reliable. It's a team that's going to score a decent amount or at least get in field goal range for him to kick. And from what I remember, I think he only had 2 kicks that he missed. We ended up going with Browns defense again because they stacked up. They are going to be good on defense this year. So this is our overall team. Aaron Rodgers, Kamara, Jacobs, Ridley, Cooper, Hawkinson, Chris Carson. Our team is stacked. 4th overall pick. This is a championship caliber team. I do think we're lacking with our backup running backs. But besides that, this team can win a championship. So that's what I'm trying to do with all of these. I'm trying to build a championship caliber team. And as long as there's no injuries, we're good. Thank you and enjoy.